Hi, and welcome to the Journey Through the Generations podcast. I'm I'm Trisha, and I also have Philip here with me today too.
Hey everybody. So I'm thinking it's been a while, right?
Yes,
Since
life is life.
it's always life
Yeah.
happens, right? So, but what we wanted to do was come back with a special end of year podcast,
Yes.
um, and talk a little bit about DNA
Right.
and how DNA has kind of grown and become a little bit more popular
Yes. I
for people to
know.
use, right?
Right. I got a DNA testing kit from Ancestry about 3 or 4 years ago for Christmas. Philip got it for me for Christmas. And that's just when I decided that I was really into genealogy and I wanted to find out where I was from, my ethnicity. And so that was my whole goal in asking for that as a gift. I wanted to know what part of Africa I was from, with the hopes of maybe, adding that to my bucket list of my travel that I wanted to go to. So originally, that's really the only reason why I took the Ancestry DNA test.
Right. So, and the DNA test helps you understand, kind of where you're from,
Right.
right? And it shows like the maps and it shows the colors on it, what regions
Right.
you're
All the different
from,
countries.
right? And uh, understanding that, you know, everyone came from one place
Somewhere.
essentially.
Right.
Um, you know, that's what DNA tests help do. Now,
Right.
there are a lot of different kinds of DNA tests. So there's one that tests your origins. There's some that test parental
Right.
type
Yeah.
things, sister, and there's all
You can
the
do Y
sign,
DNA.
right, all the
Right.
scientific parts of it, right?
Right. And also, something that I wasn't interested in when I first originally did the test was you also get matches. So, other people who have
Right.
taken the Ancestry or My Heritage or whatever company you're using, they match your DNA to whoever is in their database. Now, in the beginning, 4 years ago, that wasn't a goal of mine. But then I started watching Relative Race last year, and they use DNA, and that's how they find their relatives throughout their 10-day journey to find their relatives. And that's when I started actually looking at my matches. But I didn't really have any close matches. So it's not that I'm able to break down brick walls in my research, but I've met people at conferences and I follow people on Facebook that have been able to break down brick walls in their research by using the matches that they find through their testing.
Right. And there's still some, um, I was, I not support. There's still some, I guess, questions about
Yeah,
around DNA testing and
right.
is it really accurate? And I've seen some people who have done comparison tests
You mean with the
between,
different companies?
yeah, between the different companies, 23andMe, Ancestry,
My
all
Heritage. Yeah.
those, people have done comparisons and things like that. And I mean, I guess if you do the testing in a different way, testing different markers and things
Right,
like that,
yeah.
it's going to come out different,
Different.
especially if you don't have the larger candidate pool
Right.
to compare against.
Right.
So that might be one of the reasons why
I think that has a lot
people
to
get a
do
little
with it. I know Ancestry, from what I've read, has the biggest database because the most people have used Ancestry. That's where I got started. And most people, that's what they gravitate towards because, of course, they sponsor like shows like Relative Race and Who Do You Think You Are and Finding Your Roots. So people are familiar with that name, and so that's the one that they automatically gravitate towards. So their database is probably the biggest of all of the DNA companies.
Right. So it had the using DNA tests to be able to. Some people use it just purely just to see where they're from and
Right.
their
And
origins.
that's fine.
That's cool. Some people use it to find relatives,
Right.
the matches like you talked about a
Right.
minute ago. Some people use it for parental
Like if they were adopted.
or familial,
Mm-hmm.
matches and things like
Right.
that. So there's a lot of different ways, and DNA test has grown in popularity, over the past few years. And I think the price of it coming down
Yeah, I'd agree.
made it more accessible to
Yeah.
people because some of these things you can go to Walmart and buy now.
I know I saw 23andMe
23andMe, right?
at Target for $69
Yeah,
this
so
weekend.
the price of it coming down has made it more accessible for people to um, take the test
Mm-hmm.
and send it off and do whatever it is that they want to do with
And I
it.
think a lot of it too is people want to, get the hiccups out of it and make sure that, the database is, going to work, the website works, you're going to get your matches, you're not going to have any problems. So, sometimes the first few years is can be trial and error, and I think now people are really into it and know that the tests are reliable.
Right. So it's really amazing the things you could learn about yourself and your origins. So I did one um, to see where my origins
Mm-hmm.
were. And like a lot of black folks, you always get that older relatives in your family that tell you you got
Yeah,
Indian
Indian in your family.
in your family. Oh, your facial features is
Look
this
like
this and that,
Choctaw.
and you got Indian. And just
Yeah.
it goes down the line, and that's the same thing that happened to me. I've been told that before, and come to find out, 0%
Zero.
Native American.
Yeah, I have zero too.
So, it's it's also a way to kind of debunk some of those family myths
Yeah.
that kind of been trickling down your family tree, and it's not for the most part intentional. It's
Right.
just what everybody has been told by somebody
Right.
else. And then if you go way back in your tree, you probably, saw somebody who they thought was Indian, but they
Right.
really wasn't, or,
That was my case.
that kind
Yeah.
of thing. So, but it'll help kind of debunk some of those family myths that goes on in your family. So,
Right.
it's an interesting tool. I would say, don't let that be your end all be all in your research.
Correct.
Don't let the ancestry test tell you, what's what, and that's final. Don't
Right.
stop researching. You still need to research
Yeah,
those
just use it as a
people and
tool
use it as a
in your
resource.
research,
Right.
not just for your research, is
Yeah.
how I see it.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that the more people that take the test, especially African Americans, the more matches that we would get and the more connections that we would be able to make. Because I know a lady that I work with, she took a DNA test and she got her results, and she had like 5,000 matches when her results came. Now, I, on the other hand, I have right at 1,500, not quite 2,000, and a lot of that is because African Americans, Black people, we're not taking these tests. And I'm sure a lot of it has to do with their, not cheap unless you get them on sale like I do. But I'm hopeful that the more people take them, the more Black people take them, the more that will actually help our research as well, and we will be able to find connections throughout the world.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing with black folks is, and I've seen this said on social media and whatever, is they don't want to give their DNA to a third party company.
Yeah, I can
And
see that.
I mean, we just a skeptical people anyway
That's
from
just,
the start.
I mean,
So,
there's all kinds of stuff that,
and I
has
get,
happened to
yeah,
us in the past.
yeah, and I get that, and I've read I can't remember where it was. I read this, but there was a story that there was some company that used DNA to match a murderer or something and put him in jail or
Right.
something like that. I don't remember the exact details, but that's the kind of thing that people are, weary of,
Mm-hmm.
that it'll be used for
Negative.
something other than, checking the origins in your ethnicity.
Right.
So, so I get that. I would just say, you know, when you choose a testing company, that you read the details, the fine print,
Right.
and make sure that they're not gonna sell
Right.
the
Yeah.
information or give it to someone
Yeah.
else, and or whatever it is that they do. There's always a chance for uh, hacking and things like that. But I don't know. I just don't. I don't. I don't think you. I just think you should just research it and make sure that the company that you use is reputable,
Yes.
and they are not gonna just take your,
Take your swab
yeah,
and
and
hold it
do
in a
whatever they do
lab
with that.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so why don't you tell everybody what you decided to do, and why
So,
we're talking about
right.
DNA?
So we're talking about DNA because, it's that time of year. It was Black Friday last month. And you know how it is with Black Friday, everybody has a sale. And Ancestry had a sale. And I thought to myself, I think that would be a great idea to do like a giveaway and have a contest and do a giveaway, and the prize be an Ancestry DNA testing kit. As a thank you to all of my listeners, all of the people that read my blog, that have subscribed, I just think that that would be a great time. And it's that time of the year where, giving is great. You want to give to others. So that's what we decided to do. So we have an Ancestry DNA kit that we have a giveaway for.
Right. So it's a brand new test, and I should say that this test is from Ancestry.com, and they are not sponsoring this or
No,
asking us to do this. This is a test that we purchased that is brand new
never been
and
opened.
never been opened. We have it here at the house ready to send out to a lucky winner.
Right.
Right. So so here's what you have to do to be able to enter to win.
Okay.
So what you should do, and I'll put these in the notes of this episode, so you don't have to try to write this down or remember it. But what you need to do is go to Trisha's blog, journeythroughthegenerations.com, and there's a blog post
Right.
there that's on the featured front page, where you can go read that blog, and it has all the details of the giveaway, and it has a link to where you need to click and sign up to enter the giveaway.
Right.
So this is a good opportunity for you to get one for yourself, or to win one to gift to someone else for
They make
Christmas.
great gifts.
Absolutely. So even if you've already done this, enter anyway, and you'll get it, and you'll be
Right.
able
You can
to
do what you
give it
like with it,
to.
or you can provide it to an older relative to be able to get them tested. You do whatever you want with it.
Yep. So what we're calling this is the hashtag Love the Journey contest. where you can win the DNA test. We're going to select one winner at 11:45 this Thursday, December 20th, 11:45 p.m. That's when the contest ends.
Central Standard Time.
Right. And then on Friday morning or sometime Friday, we're going to announce the winner on the blog and also on the Twitter account. So there's only one winner for the giveaway.
But there's different ways that you can enter, right?
Right. So you can get more entries into the giveaway if you do certain things like follow us on Twitter, subscribe to the podcast, share it on social media. All those things that you do will gain you more entries and a better chance to win in the contest. So the value of the test is $99.
Yes.
And so the contest is open to everyone, but we can only ship it to the United States, a location within the United States. And it's going to be sent through the USPS priority mail. And we will contact the winner via email. And if you get your address back to us sometime on Friday, we can actually mail it out on Friday.
Right.
But if it's later than that, it'll probably be after Christmas. So, okay, this is Philip. Sorry about that. Had a few technical issues with the file, so I couldn't. The episode didn't finish recording. But I wanted to make sure you know that you didn't miss anything. We really wanted to just let you know about the giveaway. Make sure you look in the podcast notes for information on how to enter. And then we also wanted to just thank you for your support, for reading the blog, following on Twitter, for listening to the podcast. This year, we really appreciate it. And we hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you back here after the first of the year with new podcast episodes. Take care.